How's it going, folks? It is a new episode of Legendary Fab. Today we are going to be building the shock mount. I talked about it in a past video. Going to be putting that pipe through and through. You probably can't see the other side of the frame, but there's a nice hole going straight through this side of the frame. Just finishing it up, grinding off the welds for the reinforcement, because there's a weld right here for it. Cleaning up the edges in here, and then going to slide the pipe in and center it on the other side. We will get this pipe in. It's directly over the axle, so it's a little bit back on the spring, you can tell, but it is centered over the axle. If you remember, the springs are all wonky, so I'm gonna get this hole finished up, get the other one drilled, and then we'll get the inner outer plates on, or get the pipe in, get the inner and outer plates on. We're gonna plate both sides of where the pipe welds to, give it some more surface so it's a little bit more stout, and then it acts as a crossmember as well. So, gonna get this worked, and then I will get back with you when it fits in the hole. Alright, folks. I got one side in. Just gotta mark where the other side's gonna go. Excuse me. And then I figure it'll go in here. I'll get all the measurements and everything, do it correct. But then I'm gonna plate around where the pipe goes through on either side. Jesus. Plate it all with 1/8 inch. Get it all ready. And then I'm gonna burn in the inside, and then I'll do the outside and prime to clearance the OEM shock mounts. If y'all are new here, this is gonna be my air shock mount. The springs look horrific because they're all sideways, but the truss is gonna come out about halfway up, come out to the end of the spring perch, straight down. Spring is gonna be gone. The air shock tab's gonna weld in this area, maybe closer to the axle, come up and have shock tabs in here on either side. And then this will be completed. The rear's almost done. Pretty much just air shocks and finishing the truss is all that's left back here. And gearing, but that's a future problem. So here we are. Probably won't take another one until I get it all ready to weld in, because it's tedious trying to make sure that the holes line up and make sure the pipe actually fits through the holes. But I will return. So we got the rest of the holes drilled. Now the pipe is all the way through the frame. I ended up drilling the other side holes a little bit bigger so I could make sure that I lined them up really good. I'll just end up plating it with... The plate itself will be a lot closer tolerance than the holes I drilled for the pipe itself. Didn't have to clear the shock mounts, so I may end up having another weld up there because it is contacting them. But the pipe is straight, and get the inside plated, outside capped, and we'll be on our way to mount shocks. So I'll show it to you all burned in and ready to go. Little update on the rear cross member pipe deal. I got my sides cut out for the frame plating. This one's stiff, which is kind of what my goal was. Oh. But I got this half welded. Now I'm gonna put this 1/4 inch plate over top of it. It's really just a buffer in case something happens to any of the welds. It's not gonna push it in or out. Just hold it where it needs to be. So you can see it's all welded. You can see to the other side. So we'll get this all burned in, and then we'll have our shock tower cross member deal. That's what we're gonna call it, at least. So I'm gonna get it all finished up, weld the inside, and cap the other side. And I'll get back to you after that. Alrighty, folks, so it has been a while since I did my last video. The shock mount is fully welded in. I just got it finished. The Jeep's been on the back burner since guy I know asked me if I would do 7.3 injectors and cups and whatnot, so been a little busy doing that. So, but here it is all welded up. Got the inner frame plates where the bar goes through in, welded on either side. It's got 1/4-inch caps over the holes, so it would probably take a lot for the bar to come out. So, also I started in one of my last videos working on the rocker caps. I guess rockers rather than caps, but so they're both done. So the Jeep's pretty much finished up for now. I sold the 35s that were on it, and also the guy who was selling them to gave me his set of crusty ones. I'd like to get a set of Maxxis creepy crawlers or something on here. So it's not that big of a deal. They're sold. Get my new ones put on right now. And hopefully I can finish this starting video, because maybe it'll run now. I wanted to pull out the tank because obviously it sits right inside here, welding right here. I'd rather just be safe than sorry. Don't really feel like creating a grenade inside my Jeep if I can help it. But as for now, this is how it's going to sit. Disc brake conversion. I don't know if I've ever said anything about that. They're ZJ brakes. Then I just rebuilt all brake lines. There's flex right there and on top of the 4-link. Now you can see it better. So that's what the underneath looks like with the rockers welded in. So this is pretty much how it's going to sit. This side's all primed and painted now. Gonna hopefully get it loaded up on the trailer here pretty soon. Probably film that as well, seeing if it actually runs and then if it'll load itself. I don't have a lot of high hopes for it right now, the way it's currently sitting. Springs are all wonky and such, so gotta be pretty careful with it. But that is pretty much gonna be me wrapping up the Jeep for New York after that. And then we'll load it on the trailer and get it to Wyoming, and that's when we'll do the front 4-link. Of course, I'll bring you guys along for that journey as well. So, thank you all for watching. Make sure you visit my Patreon if you want to help support this, because remember, I gotta buy that front 4-link, and that's gonna be spendy. But as for now, here we are. This is where we're gonna take off. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you have not already, and come back.